It's Leah from the WIIL Rock Morning Show with Tom and Leah. Welcome to my home. This is my oasis. This is my back room. This is where the chill goes on after the show. Really excited. We have the 11th annual 95 WIIL Rock Jeep Rally coming up in less than 3 weeks. Really excited to be heading this thing up this year, and all of the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds, going to a cause that I'm really passionate about. And the month of September, Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And joining me from the Lake County Suicide Prevention Task Force, I have Janet and Steve. How are you guys doing?
Great. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Absolutely. Janet, you and I have talked in years past because I, try to get the word out there as much as possible. Maybe not as much as you guys are doing, but every little bit counts, right? You guys, though, do an incredible job. You have a big event coming up towards the end of September on the 24th. And it's also 24th. Your 11th annual walk. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
It is on September 23rd. It's a Saturday. It will be live in person this year, as well as hybrid. So if you cannot join us in person, we would love for you still to sign up for the walk, still get a t-shirt, and still walk. You can walk wherever you might be. It would just be really great to see our numbers increase for our walk this year. We are going to be at the College of Lake County, live at the College of Lake County. We've not been there before for our walk, so we're really excited that they have invited us to join in, and it will just be a really great walk around their nature trails there out at the college in Grays Lake.
And the past couple of years, you guys haven't been doing it live, haven't been able to be live, given COVID, and just doing it the virtual route. So really happy that you guys are taking it back live this year and hoping for a super successful event. I know, Janet, you're not going to be around. I'm actually out of town that weekend. That's why I'm excited to be helping in some form the week before with our Jeep Rally, which we'll talk more about later on. But really, what you guys are doing on the board at the Lake County Suicide Prevention Task Force. And Steve, I wanted to talk a little bit with you because you are the chief deputy at the Lake County Coroner's Office, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you're living what's going on right now, and the numbers are astronomical this year, talking about the numbers growing for the walk and your guys' event. You want those numbers to grow with the people that are participating. We don't want the bad numbers to grow, which unfortunately they were record breaking this year. You want to go over some of those?
Yeah, I mean, they've been, unfortunately, suicide deaths throughout Lake County have been increasing annually. This year is no different. Unfortunately, August so far has been the worst month we've seen this year.
In Lake County,
with a total of 13 people dying by suicide just in August alone. So getting people out to our events, getting people out to your events, and promoting that awareness is one part of the prevention process.
And you guys offer many different classes there at the Lake County Suicide Prevention Task Force as well, right, Janet?
We do. We have we have trained instructors in QPR. Q for question, P for persuade, and R for refer. And this is a training. It's usually an hour and a half. We have live in person as well as Zoom. Free trainings for anyone in the community, anywhere. And what we believe and what QPR has shown us is that the more people are aware of suicide, the more likely they will be able to prevent it. And the people around them are the ones who become aware that something might not be right, but they don't know what to do. A friend mentions something about they're not feeling so good, they're really stressed, they're not feeling like there's really much to live for. And they might casually mention that to somebody, just kind of feeling that out to their friend. And the friend doesn't know what to do about it. They're like, yeah, they're kind of depressed. I don't know. And then that's kind of it. And we want to empower people to help the person and to know what to say and to know what to do. And that's what QPR does. And it is an evidence-based training that is for everyone, from professionals to all community members. It is like CPR for mental health. And that is what we promote it as. Like, everyone should be trained in CPR. Everyone should be trained in QPR, because you never know what is going on with someone else.
Well, and also to add on to that, it's not a matter of if, it's when. Suicide in some way will, they say it will affect you, whether it's you personally or someone that you know. And those are just unfortunately the statistics. So having this should be like a mandated thing that everyone takes. How do you get signed up for something like that? Is it in person? Is it online?
So you can go to our Facebook page for the Lake County Suicide Prevention Task Force. And on that, and we can get all those links to you. But on the Facebook page, we say when our events are, and all of our signups are through Eventbrite. So you can also go to Eventbrite and look for our QPR through the task force Eventbrite page.
Awesome. Yeah, it's super important. I think that everybody should take the time out to at least, educate themselves on what that is about. Maybe if you're not ready to take the class. I know a lot of people, again, that's part of what September is about. Part of what you guys do there at the Lake County Suicide Prevention Task Force is trying to end the stigma when it comes to talking about these things. Because I feel like everyone's like, oh, you said suicide, even, in which I get, you type suicide into Google and right away you're hit with, do you need help? Which is good. At the same time, it's something that we need to break the stigma from it, because it's only going to help.
That's right. And knowing the warning signs and knowing how to react to that person is the first part of the battle. Getting that person the help that they need is going to, make it to where they don't become another statistic in Lake County, unfortunately.
Right. And speaking of statistics, just because it was mentioned before that the male demographic later on has been seeing record-breaking numbers from, what is it, Jana? I don't want to misspeak, 46 to...
Right. So the ages from 45 to 64 have dramatically increased. And Steve, correct? This is what we're also seeing in Lake County.
Yeah, I mean, just this year alone in Lake County, we've had 63 suicides so far. And of those 63, 33 of those individuals were over 51 years old.
Oh, that's really difficult to hear. I mean, any of it is hard to hear, but just the numbers increasing. Steve, how did you get involved on being on the board? Because that's a recent thing, right?
Yeah, it's a recent thing. The Suicide Prevention Task Force is something that I've been involved with very closely for the last 3 years. Prior to that, on and off throughout the years. But just like you, I mean, like you said, suicide in some way touches everybody. I know people that have died by suicide, as well as I have people very close to me that have attempted in the past. And it's something that's near and dear to my heart. So when the opportunity came up from just being a member of the Suicide Prevention Task Force to being on the board and potentially being able to make a bigger difference, I just jumped on that, and hopefully we can take it to the next level. We're already doing great things. We have been doing great things for years, but we really want to see the awareness just spread throughout the county of, this being, comparable to drug overdose deaths or homicide. You hear about that in the media all the time. You don't hear about the suicides that occur throughout the county.
Yeah, I've never really understood that. But I mentioned that September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. But you guys you are throughout the year doing things, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we have the trainings that go on throughout the year.
The QPP
The QPR
or
trainings, right?
QPR, sorry.
Yep, that go on. Oh, that's fine. That go on throughout the year, as well as trying to be involved in community events and getting out there that way throughout the county.
Well, I'm really excited that you guys are going to be joining us this year. It starts at the G spot, which is entrance G at Gurney Mills for our Jeep Rally. Steve, you're going to be joining us, I heard, with you're borrowing your son's Jeep, which is fine. You are part of the Jeep family no matter what. But Jeeps of all kinds, welcome to join in on the Jeep Rally. Again, 100% of the proceeds are going to go towards the Lake County Suicide Prevention Task Force. We start at Gurney Mills. We're riding off to Waukegan Tire, their new location in Kenosha. We're going to Wilmot Flea Market. I think we're going then down to Black Lung Brewery, and we're ending at Volo Museum. So it's just going to be a great day. It's $10 per person. Again, all of that money going to the task force and just helping with what you guys are doing there, and really do appreciate that. Is there anything else that you want to get out there, numbers wise, event wise, how people can get involved that maybe are just trying to find a way to do something more, maybe whether they've been affected by it or they've worked, for me, it's, I've been in a dark place before. I've been there, and knowing that there are brighter days ahead, and that it's not going to be that bad. And wishing that there was somebody there to kind of talk me through it. But again, the stigma is just so, got to break that. But yeah, how can someone who, maybe like myself, I have this outlet. So I'm like, I'm gonna, this is going to be my part. This is how I'm going to help get the word out. But somebody who's just looking for a way to get involved.
Absolutely. I mean, if there's any community events that listeners want to invite the task force to, they can send an email directly to the task force at prevention.lcsptf@gmail.com. We're more than happy to try to get some volunteers out to the different community events that are going on, and just spread the awareness, try to break the stigma.
I'll get those details from you, Steve, and post them in the comments of this video, just so everyone has them, because it is important in the QPR training, as Janet went over. But is there anything else, Janet, that you want to get out there? This is your platform. This is your time.
Well, thank you. And a couple of other things for the QPR trainings. If someone wants to have an instructor come into their organization and do a training for them, we've done it for the Warren Township Youth and Family Services. We've done it for some churches. We've done it, so if you want us to come and do a training for you, we would be more than happy to do that. So again, you can reach out at that email that you're going to be posting that Steve just gave. But we would love to be able to partner with you. If you have a passion for helping to spread this awareness like the three of us do, we would welcome you to become a member of the task force. We meet on the second Tuesday of every month, and it is at 11 o'clock. And we meet via Zoom, so you can meet from wherever you are. You don't have to travel to get there. And we would just really encourage your participation. It's open to anyone from the community, from professionals, again, to someone who just has a passion and wants to participate in this work. And it is work. Like at this period of time, we should not be seeing suicide rates increasing. The preliminary statistics for 2022 indicate that they are the highest of all time for the United States. And they were going down for a while, and they went up in 2021, and now they are at the all-time high now for 2022. And we need to be making a bigger impact and doing what we can. And we know that suicide is preventable, and there are ways that we can help people, but they have to come to our awareness so that we can help them through those dark moments. And it is generally not something that just happens like one day. There's thought, people are thinking about it. The act itself may be impulsive, but they've been contemplating it for a longer period of time. So if we can intervene in that time when people might be thinking about it, we call that suicide ideation. But when they're thinking about it and they're feeling desperate and they're feeling hopeless and they are feeling like they're in that dark place, there are ways that we can help them, but we have to be able to be there for them. We have to be able to know so that we can help. And you mentioned stigma. I just want to bring that back up again. Steve and I have seen how much that stigma affects families and individuals. As a society, we don't, as a whole, really understand suicide. If someone has not personally participated in that or studied it or know, they don't understand it. And so we shun that, and we try to tell people how bad it is. And if people shut down, they're not going to get the help. They're not going to reach out and get the help that they need.
Right.
And lastly, with one of the things that we will tell people with QPR is that we may think that people aren't talking about it, but they drop little hints, they drop clues, and they test things out. And if they get pushback like, oh, that would be ridiculous, or oh, you're not really thinking about doing that, are you? They'll be like, no, and shut back down and not reach out and get that help. And we want everyone to be able to have healthy minds and have healthy brains, just like people want to have healthy bodies. The mind is a part of the body, and we need to help.
Yeah. Why that isn't examined the way everything else is, I'll never understand that. Cause again, like I mentioned, I was there, and I never want to be there again. And I tell people I'm not a therapist, but it also ebbs and flows like like everything in the world. Right. So there are days where I feel kind of again, but that's normal. And someone that's been there before, though, having them understand that is important as well. So I really do appreciate you guys taking the time just to educate people on what exactly the task force does here in Lake County. And again, your guys' event is coming up. It's your 11th annual event for the suicide prevention. What exactly is the headline of it? It's the 11th annual. Is it a 5K?
5K run walk, 11th annual 5K run walk for suicide awareness and prevention. I'll say again, it's Saturday, September 23rd. It is at the College of Lake County. We're going to be doing their 5K trail, the nature trail. Okay. And if you want to do it virtually, you can. We will be doing a Facebook Live, so you can do that and then go out and do your walk. At the event itself, the kickoff speaker will be at 10 a.m. and we'll have a few people from Lake County sharing their message, and then we will do the walk. It's $25 for adults, it's $10 for kids, and 12 and under is free. So you get a t-shirt that you can pick up either at the event or the week before, and you can register in person. We would hope you would register in advance so that we can get your t-shirt ordered and have you all set up. But the website that you can go to if you want to register is HTTPS, and you need that S on it for going to the secure, / LCSPTF, Lake County Suicide Prevention Task Force, is what it stands for, 2023.eventbrite.com.
And I do believe that it's also linked to your guys' Facebook, as is the Jeep Rally. We have the details on our website for the Jeep Rally over at 95WIILRock.com, but then it all links back to the Lake County Suicide Prevention Task Force and the Eventbrite pages, where you could get the information about both of those events. And then again, getting more involved. I'll post that email address below in the comments after we wrap things up here. Steve, you've been freezing on us. Are you still with us?
I'm still here.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Are you on dial-up, Steve? Where are you?
I feel like it. I should have just came out to Gurney Mills this morning and taken care of it.
Well, I really do appreciate you guys and everything that you're doing. Look forward to seeing you, Steve, at the Jeep Rally, and Janet talking with you throughout the year. Hopefully, it's not.
I would love that too. And just you have it scrolling at the bottom of the screen here. But if anyone does need help, 988 is, you just like you dial 911 for an emergency, you can dial 988, and it doesn't have to be on a crisis of suicide. It's a crisis mental health line. So
Right.
if you need help, you need someone to just talk with you, 988 is the number to call. And we really want to get that word out. There is help. People are in so much pain, and when their pain exceeds their resources for dealing with that pain, it is at that point that they begin to contemplate or seriously think about taking their life. And this is an opportunity for someone to reach out, or if you know someone, you can help them to reach out, because sometimes we saw it during COVID on Facebook, on social media. There was a lot like, if you're feeling bad, reach out. The person is feeling so bad, they're reaching in. They're not reaching out.
Right.
And so it's up to us to be on the alert, to know what to look for, to know what questions to ask, so that we can get the person to the right place to be able to get them to the.
And to add on to that, it's just making it easy. We need an easy button for it. I remember trying to go through finding someone to talk to, and people not taking new patients, and we can't do this, and we don't do your insurance. It's honestly a nightmare, and it's almost to the point where sometimes if somebody is starting to go through that process and they're not getting help, that's or someone at least hearing them in that moment, that they give up on, trying to reach out and get the help that they need. So the 988 number, again, that's below, it's the easy button. And like Janet said, it doesn't have to be a suicide crisis. It could be any kind of crisis that you're in. So
mental health crises of any sort, any help that you need in that area. And the 988, when you dial that, they will connect you with someone local. So you're not just talking to somebody like out there. They've worked out a lot of the bugs that, when they first rolled out the system, and it is now dial that. You'll be able to talk with someone, and they will be able to know resources and places that you can get the help that you need, or they can just talk you through where you're at right now.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great that they did that. Again, thank you guys so much for talking with me, and good luck with your event. And really do appreciate you guys jumping on with me here today.
Thank you, and come to our walk. Does it show?
It shows. I'll post it too. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Leah.